With the YouTube adpocalypse still looming over many channels, if you want to support this one, check out my Teespring store for the latest merch. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and Portland is my home city, right? I was born and raised there, love the city. It's getting to the point of where I really just hate the people who live there. The people like this woman who got mad at a bakery because she showed up after hours and then basically cried racism. This is the state of my hometown, and that is just so goddamn sad. It really, really, really is. Because there is injustice in this world. There is racism in this world. You not getting a cupcake at 9 p.m. is none of those things, right? Is none of those things. But let's take a look at this article here. Portland Bakery fires employee for denying black woman service after closing. It's pretty straightforward, even though it's a load of crap. So it says here, 2 employees of a bakery in Northeast Portland were fired earlier this month for denying a black woman service because the business had closed. Now, the thing I hate about this the most is that it's because it's a black woman, right? Because it's a black woman. It should just be denying a woman a bakery, pastries, after the business had closed. Now, they're trying to make this all about race. This whole thing's about race, which is just the stupidest thing it can be, because I guarantee you it's not. Now, Back to Eden Bakery released several public apologies and statements following the incident before letting the employees go. In one Facebook post, the bakery's co-owner wrote, "We are doing business in a gentrified neighborhood in a racist city within a racist state of a racist country." Yes. Yeah, that's the thing I love about Portland. People who are always like, Portland is such a racist city. I guess at one point in time, Portland was considered to be a white utopia. I've taken some walking tours to the haunted parts of the city, and that kind of crap comes up every once in a while. But what was once then is not now, and what was once a thing is not now. And making every little thing about race is saying that you do business in a gentrified neighborhood, so move out of the neighborhood. Right? Back to Eden Bakery. Why don't you move out of that neighborhood if that's a problem? No, this is a legit thing. There are many parts of Portland that have in fact become gentrified. That's just the nature of the fact that 300 people a day move to Portland. That is 1 million people a year move to Portland, and the demographics change. The landscape changes to accommodate those people. And as a result, Back to Eden Bakery is going to do well by being in a gentrified neighborhood. Notice how they're really trying to play that oppression Olympics card, right? Well, we're just a simple bakery, man. We're just doing business in a gentrified neighborhood, man, in a racist city within a racist state of a racist country. Right. Yeah. Oregonians are pretty chill. People in the Northwest are pretty chill. Sure, there are racist people out there, absolutely. But, it's maybe you laying it on a little bit thick here, right? Now, in one statement, Back to Eden Bakery says that according to its own surveillance video, a black woman named Lilian, who is well known in the area as a professional equity activist, right? So basically, money, please. Right? She's like that person from Parks and Rec. Equity is this. Oh, jeez, that's the stupidest fucking thing. I hate that. It's you can't ask for equality and also ask for equity. It's one or the other. They're yin and yang. They're oil and water. They're separate issues. But being a professional equity activist, this kind of situation is precisely what Lilian was looking for. By the way, she was. I guarantee you, deep down, she was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be good for me." And I think it probably will, because of the way that the city bends over backwards for this type of mentality. Now, she entered at 9:06 p.m. after the bakery's closing time. Employees had also turned off the open sign, but several customers, all white, who had already ordered were still inside. 2 other white women who went to the bakery 2 minutes before Lilian were also informed that the business was closed for the night. The bakery says Lilian left the store briefly and began recording video. So 2 other white women, okay, went to the bakery 2 minutes before Lilian did, so at 9:04 p.m., and they were also informed that the business was closed. So this is not a discrimination issue. This is like, look, we have a line. We're not helping anyone else right now. We're closed for the night. Everyone was here before the end of the bell. Okay, so we're helping them out, but you got to come back tomorrow. And that shows you the entitlement of Lilian, the professional equity activist, right? The entitlement of that particular woman. And you gotta love this article. This is seething with or it's dripping, not seething. It's dripping with tons of buzzwords in order to, play up the whole situation. Now, the bakery says that Lilian left the store briefly and began recording video. Now, let's take a look here at the video from when she starts recording, and I want you to listen to what she actually has to say, because it's pretty telling what Lilian's motivations are.
Let me just talk about this place. So, for example, let me just get the name of this so everyone can see this. So, I walk up into the location on Alberta, trying to get some dessert from this vegan place, and even though I'm still in the store right now, 2 white women is in front of me, and they said like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're only serving them." And that was going to be the last people that they're going to serve.
As weird as I thought that was?
That is weird.
What the fuck was that?
So I'm going to put this on Facebook and I'm going to blast their ass because I think it's inappropriate for me to be in a store in line, the door's not locked, and they refuse to serve me after I'm in line. So they can live that life, but they about to get all blasted on Facebook about this shit.
Okay, so listening to her there, she was teeming with excitement, right? Oh, I'm gonna blast them on Facebook. Because she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows exactly what kind of criticism is going to come to this bakery, what kind of criticism is going to be levied at these 2 women who are working at the store, and what's going to be, even though the open sign was turned off, it was after closing. They had informed other people that they were not going to be serving them that night because they'd already closed, and people who were already there had already been there before closing, like you're supposed to do. That's the thing. And so basically Lilian went in there with an entitled attitude, with an extremely entitled attitude. And she was just like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. And then if not, she's going to eat the whole business. That's her whole thing. That's her entire attitude about this. And it's terrible. And it's terrible that race plays into this too. It's completely ridiculous because it has nothing to do with race. But Back to Eden Bakery is deathly afraid of the backlash that's going to happen from these quote unquote equity activists. It's just the stupidest thing. I mean, equity activist is worse than getting a gender studies degree. It really is, because they don't really provide anything. How can you be professional at wanting people? Oh, wait, no, I get that. You're professionally given something that you maybe didn't necessarily earn, but you feel that you're owed. Oh, entitlement. Professional entitlement activist should be exactly what Lilian classifies herself as, because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Now, the bakery statement says that even though it does not consider the employees to be racist and that they were following the business's protocol of closing at 9 p.m., they were fired because sometimes impact outweighs intent. The bakery also says in a statement that the employees went about denying the women's service lacked sensitivity, understanding of the racial implications at work. Yeah, what kind of goddamn nonsense is that? Seriously, how can you sit there and ask to be treated equally as everybody else, but then go, well, I'm going to play this card when I can't. Oh, right. Professional entitlement activist. That's what it is. That's precisely what it is. And I'm so frustrated reading this thing because the 2 women who worked there did nothing wrong. They were following store protocol. They closed at 9 p.m. They instructed people who would come in after the fact that we're helping people who are already here, and that's it for the night. And that the open sign was not turned on. And that's that. And that's where things are. But people are so deathly afraid of telling people no because of stuff like this. I used to work in movie theaters, and I'd have to tell people no all the time. And I mean, like, this is before Facebook was a thing. I'm pretty positive, in this particular day and age, I would have been recorded more times than not because people cannot stand being told no. Lilian, the professional equity activist, cannot stand being told no, and as a result cost 2 women their jobs for quite literally doing nothing wrong. Oh, but sometimes impact outweighs intent. Fucking Jesus. Now, in the statement, Back to Eden says the employees were fired because the woman in the clamoring public demanded they be fired. Nice to know, Portland, that you allow for businesses that cater to the whims of torches and pitchforks. This is not the first time this has happened. I mean, not necessarily in this particular respect, but there was the 2 women who ran a taco truck that were basically run out of town because they happened to be white and enjoyed tacos and Mexican food. God forbid, right? This is the world you've created, and one day it will in fact come for you. One day it will in fact make its way to you. And you know what? I'm not going to feel bad when it does, Because this is the thing. Back to Eden, you're not going to win with these people. You are simply not going to win. You have given them the inch. Now be prepared as they tank your business the next time something happens that they don't like. That's the whole point. Now, in one statement, the bakery admitted the employees did not necessarily do anything wrong. This is more about how a black woman was made to feel. And the statements have since been deleted. So they've already, they catered to the whims of the social justice warriors, and they've catered to the whims of people who probably aren't going to go there, who don't want to go to a vegan bakery. They were so afraid of their employees doing what the company had said. And I hope these employees sue. Minimum, unemployment, but I hope they sue. I mean, granted, Oregon's an at-will state, but if they were fired for doing nothing wrong, if they were fired for offending the feelings of a black woman, I would go after him. I would, because her feelings have no impact on what happened. She was there after closing. They followed protocol. They did their job, and then they were deemed racists. They were deemed bad people. The torches and pitchforks brigade showed up to hunt them down, and instead of standing by their employee and doing what is right, there's no other way to describe it. Doing what is right. This particular company, Back to Eden Bakery, decided that they wanted to, kowtow to the mob, kowtow to the people who probably aren't going to go there anyway. Seriously, as an Oregonian to other Oregonians, I'm fucking embarrassed by you, because this is not how we operate in a civilized society. When someone makes a stupid claim that they were denied a pastry, it wasn't like they said, it wasn't like she walked in there, right? And she was like, I want a pastry. And they were like, get out of here, fatty. They weren't saying that at all. That never happened. They're like, I'm sorry, ma'am, we're closed. The people here were in before we closed. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. That's fine. That's done. End of story. But professional entitlement activist Lilian is none too pleased. And she was looking for a moment like this to blast it on Facebook, because she knew what she was doing. She knew what would happen, and she was fine. She is gleeful over people losing their jobs because she did not get a fucking donut. Well, guess what? You go to freaking 7-Eleven, get a donut if you want one. Jesus, I'm so mad at this. I'm going to link to the video, the full video, which has a lot more of her talking in the video description, and leave your guys' comments below. I want to know how you guys feel about this. I'm so furious at my hometown for this right now. And anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Monday Matt channel. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe. If you want, share it around. Support on Patreon, patreon.com/mundanemat, or teespring.com/mundanemat. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.